Hello class, kumustamos? So karon ato ang lesson number 2 is about language of mathematics. Sa ato ang subject na mathematics in the modern world. So according to Galileo Galilei, the laws of nature are written in the language of mathematics. So ato na siyang nahisgutan sa lesson 1 wherein nagdiscuss ta sa nature sa math. Asa nato makitaan si math kinsay nagamit ni math. Nagdiscuss ta sa Fibonacci sequence, sa golden ratio, and how those mathematical ideas form some parts of the nature of our world. So karon atong padayuno ng ato ang lesson, mag-discuss na pud ta sa language sa mathematics. Okay, class, so ato activity karon is ang una, you are going to choose one symbol in math that inyuhang pinakaganahan, and then inyuhang i-share sa inyuhang classmates. Since online ta karon, inyong buhatan is mag-chat lang mo sa inyong classmates, mag-discuss mo about aning na questions. What is the meaning of the symbol and how is this symbol used in mathematics? And you give at least one example. So, adura mo sa chat box, mag-chat na mo sa iyong friend, and then you talk about this activity. No need to submit anything to me. You just do this activity with your classmate. Now, let's talk about language. What will happen to the world without language? Ang unag yung problema, anak class, is dili magkasinabtanay ang tao. So, makabantay mo na different country has different languages. Unsay purpose sa language? That is to communicate with other people. So, different countries also have their own symbols in writing their language. So, likewise, in mathematics, we also have mathematical language. So what is this? So this is the system used by mathematicians to communicate mathematical ideas among themselves. Not only mathematicians, but also people like us. We use numbers when we're going to buy food, magpliti ta sa jeep, or magtelta og time. So many people uses mathematical language. Why is math a language? So in order to be considered a language, a system of communication must have vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and people who use understand it. So mga mathematicians, mag-use sila mga mathematical symbol to represent ideas using numbers and letters. So math is a universal language. Nga namang universal, kay magkasinabtanay ta sa tanang nasod sa kalibutan sa mga math symbols and forms and equation. For example, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Here in the Philippines, kung mato ka sa Canada, 1 plus 1 equals 2 gihapon. It's the same, parihara siya og meaning. Bisag asa pa ka sa kalibutan ang mga paggamit sa language ug symbols sa math. These are the importance of language. First is to understand the expressed ideas, to communicate ideas to others, to acquire knowledge or information, to construct social identity. So, importante siya ang language para kita sa itong kagalingon maka-express ta sa ato ang thoughts and ideas ug maka-receive sa tag information makasabot sad ta sa uban. To construct social identity, it means that tagsa-tagsa na lugar na atay lain-laing mga dialect sa pag-istorya. So, kung ako nagsulti ko rog Cebuano, ang taga Manila, magtagalog. So, naa siya'y, the way siya musturya, naa siya'y social identity kung asa siya na lugar na belong. These are the characteristics of the language of math. Precise, concise, and powerful. When you say precise is, kibaw ka sa distinction sa duha ka butang. Imuha siyang ma-identify ngano siyang lain-lain. Concise is able to say things briefly. So, kung usapan niya siya ka story, taas kay niya siya na story, using mathematics, imura siyang ma-summarize using one equation. Okay, powerful. It is able to express complex thought with relative ease, like the speed of light. Kung atong huna-hunaon, complicated kaayo siya na idea ang speed of light. Pero ni Albert Einstein, gigamitan ra niya equation na E equals mc squared. So, that's how powerful math is. Just like in English, mathematics also has its grammar. Grammar in English are the rules about how words change their form and combine with other words to express their meaning. However, in math, it is the structural rules governing the use of symbols representing mathematical objects. So syntax makes the expression well informed to make the characters and symbols clear and valid and do not violate rules. So in making mathematical sentences and statements, we're also following the syntax. So sakto ba ang pakaswat sa atong characters? Sakto ba ang pagka-combine sa mga symbols and their coefficients and constants? And wala ba siya mo violate sa rule so that it would be easy to understand and determine its truth value. Which of the following follows the correct syntax? 1 plus 2 times 3 divided by 10 equals, when you type this 1 in the calculator, will it give you an answer? Yes, this follows the correct syntax. But if you type times 4 or x plus 2 minus, unsa may mahitabo ani? Kung mag-type ka ni sa calculator equals nimo, it would be syntax error. So this does not follow the correct syntax. These are the symbols used in mathematics. So some of the symbols are already familiar to you and we use this one since elementary years. So di na kayo siya lisod sa guho ng uban. But ang uban kay bago pa sa tong pananaw, kindly familiarize these symbols because we're going to use this one in our later lesson. So symbols is used to express a formula or to represent a constant. Instead of writing plus, the word plus, so ato na lang ibutang ang cross na sign. So that is the use of symbols. So now we're going to differentiate English statement and mathematical. In English, we have nouns, verbs, and sentences. When we say noun, this is used to name a place, a person, or a thing. Verb, in the other hand, is used to describe an action, or a state or occurrences. And sentences gives us a complete thought. For example, Carol loves mathematics. So the noun here is Carol, and the verb is loves. Determine the noun and verb below. The boy works hard to reach his dreams. So ang ato ang noun ani kay ang boy. The verb is works. The next sentence is Carmen is an amazing town. The noun here is Carmen and the verb is the word is. Is a linking verb. On the other hand, in mathematics, the noun is called the expression and the verb is the equal sign. So example of expression is 5 plus 3, x, 10b, or 8 over 2 times 5. And it also has a sentence, it's called mathematical sentence, where it gives a complete thought. For example, 5 plus 3 equals 8. It gives us a complete thought that when we add 5 plus 3, equals is the verb, so the action, the answer would be 8. The other one is 10x plus 5y equals 17. It also gives us a complete thought, so that is a mathematical sentence. This is the summary of what is a mathematical sentence. So 1 plus 2 and the number 3, these are expressions. And 1 plus 2 equals 3 is a mathematical sentence. And the equal sign is the verb. Let us compare the language of English to the language of mathematics. When we say noun, noun is a name of a person, a place, or a thing. This is a name given to the object of interest. Examples here are Carol, Idaho, and book. So sa mathematics, gitawag siyang expression. We have here examples 5, 1/2, 2 plus 9, 8 times 8, so on and so forth. Also in English, we have sentence. So we have here two sentences. The capital of Philippines is Cebu and the capital of Philippines is Manila. Both of these are sentences. However, the second statement is the only true statement. Why? Because the capital of Philippines is Manila. So, nakakita mo class na makahimutag sentence pero false ang iyahang idea. So, kano sa man ta maka-determine sa truth value sa usa ka statement kung usa siya ka sentence. Kay ang sentence man naghatag na to complete thought. So, makahuna-huna ta kung true ba siya or false ba siya. On the other hand, we also have math sentences. We have here an example, 3 plus 7 equals 7, and 3 plus 7 equals 10. Both of these are sentences, math sentences. However, only the second statement is true because the answer of 3 plus 7 is really 10. So, pwede siya maghimo tag sentence pero false ang iyahang truth value. Again, remember that we can only judge that the statement is true or false when it is a sentence. So these are the most common types of expression. We have numbers, sets, and functions. Okay, we also have mathematical equation. So a statement of equality of two algebraic expression which involves one or more literals or variables is called an equation. So sa example, we have 3 plus x equals 7 is an equation. So pwede ra siya numbers, pwede siya butangan sa natog mga variables. 4x equals also have mathematical sentence. When we say mathematical sentence, this is the analog of an English sentence. Kaatbang siya sa English. It is a correct arrangement of mathematical symbols that states a complete thought. So we can identify this as either true or false. These are the examples. First, 6 is a prime number. So this is a sentence. But this is false. Why? Because 6 is not a prime number. When we say prime number, the factors are only 1 and itself. But 6 has other factors like 3 times 2. Okay, next is 4 added to 6 is 10. This is a sentence. And when you think about it, 4 plus 6 is 10. This is a true statement. Next is 3 plus x equals 7. This is also a sentence. This is called an open sentence. Why? Because naman siya variable na x. So, pumanta kahibaw si value na x unless nato siyang isolve. So, it is an open statement sentence. Okay, now we're going to translate math sentences to symbols. So, useful kayo ito yung pag-familiarize sa mga symbols na gigamit sa math para ma-translate nato ang mga sentences to symbolic form. So let us discuss the terms and definition. First, we have variable. This is used as a placeholder, meaning butanganan siya, wa pata kahibawon sa atong ibutang. The common variables are x, y, and z. So, no, sa naniguang na lang ta, sige hapon tag pangita sa value ni x. So, mag-move on ka na, math. So, this is just a temporary name to what you are seeking for. So, it has possible values. It does not have a fixed value, but it has possible values na pwede nato ipuli. So, mo na gitawag og variable. Next, we have coefficient. This is a number preceding a placeholder. So, ang mga coefficient are mo na siya ang literal or numerical coefficient. When you say literal, mo na yung mga letters. Kung mo na kag-numerical, these are the numbers. Next is constant. Constant is a solo number in a mathematical statement. So, nag-inusarar siya, wa siya'y katupad. So, for example, kanang 5, 2. Kung iswatra ni mo 5 or 2, those are constant. And next is exponent. These are the small value written on the upper right of a variable or a coefficient. So to the power of 2. So those are called exponent. So these are dissecting the parts. Coefficient, 2. And the variable is x. And then the exponent is 3. And the constant is 5. So, muna sa siya other dissection, we have the coefficient. Coefficient is 5, and then the variable is x. Ang operator na to gigamit is plus, and then 9 is the constant. Wa siya katupad, as well as 24, constant pud siya. Ang 5x, kay mo ni siya term, ang 9, gitawa siya term, ang 24, gitawa siya term. So, two terms, these are considered expression. So, natay left-hand side, let us identify the values being highlighted. So, first one, we have 4x squared equals 5. Unsa man ang x din ha? Yes, you are correct. That is a variable. How about the second one? Z to the power of 4 minus 1. What is to the power of 4? Yes, that is correct. That is an exponent. 3 equals 5y. What is 5? Yes, coefficient. And 4 equals 2x to the power of x is, what is 4? 4 is the constant. Or the vocabulary of mathematics. First, we have the 10 digits. So, kabantay mo class sa math, 10 ra gyud ka buok numbers ang atong gigamit from 0 to 9. So, ato ra na siyang tupad-tuparon or i-rearrange nato para maka-create ta og different numbers. Okay, next is operations and sets. So, these are the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division or divide, union, intersection, subset, and set. So, mo ni siya ang operations and set. Next is the stand-in or variable. So, ang variable mo na siya atong mga letters na gamiton as a placeholder. So, examples are W, X, Y, and Z. And the rest of the letters of the alphabet, we can use that one as variables. Next are logic symbols. So, ato ni siya i-discuss atong next lesson kay naman sa tay basic logic na topic. Okay, next is set notation. So, these are the sets, set of natural numbers. So, ato ra ni siyang i-discuss po sa next lesson kay nasa tay discussion about sa set notations and set. And last one, we have constant and coefficient. So, constant are numbers and coefficients could be the letters. So, ang constant pwede data mga katong mga digits atong gamiton, mga numbers, and then we also have literal coefficients, mga letters atong gamiton. Now we're going to translate the phrases to mathematical expression. I have here examples. For number 1, the sum of a number and 10. When we see sum, this is addition. So, sa tag plus. Ato ni siyang tag sa tag sound plus para mas masabtan ninyo saon siya pag-translate. Of a number. What man ta kahibaw unsa ang number atong gamiton. So, we're going to use a variable. Ang usual gyud na gamiton na variable is x. So, we let the number as x. And 10. So, 10 is already in symbolic form. So, in translation, this would be x plus 10. Okay, that's it. This is correct. Next, the product of two numbers. When we see product, this is multiplication. So, in multiplication class, atong gamiton na symbol is dot or parentheses lang. Nganong dili pa masata mo gamit ron og x. Kay ang x class, maglibog man ta kung nagamit ba ta sa variable or nagamit ta sa operation na x. So, dili lang sa ta mo gamit sa x as the operation. Okay, para dili ta maglibog. So, the product of two numbers. When we say two numbers, we do not know yet unsa ang two numbers natong i-multiply. So, kailangan tag placeholder para mo represent sa two numbers. So, we can have the first number as your x and the second number as your y. So, this is the first number and this is the second number. So, in translation, that would be x times y. So, pwede raman na nato siya i-combine kay multiplication man siya. The answer would be x, y. Okay? The third one is the product of negative 1 and a number. Again, product, multiplication. It's either a dot or a parentheses. And then, of negative 1 and a number. So, watag hapon ka, ibaw sa number, so mugamit na sitang x. Sige, gitag ka, remember, ani sa tong past class, no? Kasi taghisgot og x. Anyhow, so, padayon ta. Negative 1 times x na dayon siya, kay product man siya. And then, pwede ra na nato siya isolve. Dayon. So, i-multiply nato, negative 1 times x. Ang answer ani is negative x. Okay? And then, number 4 is 3 less than twice a number. Kung na kag 3 less than twice, less than, this is subtraction. Twice is 2. A number. So, what akahibaw sa number, gamit na sa og variable na x. So, ang trick ani class, tricky siya kay 3 less than a number. So, ato ang huna-huna mo na siya 3 minus 2x. Actually, this is not how this is written. Kay mo na kag 3 less than twice a number. So, minusan nimo ang twice a number sa 3 kay less than man siya. So igsuwat nato ani mahimo siya 2x minus 3 kay less than man siya ang kani twice a number, less than man siya sa og 3. So this would be the answer, 2x minus 3. So to continue class, we have here number 5. There are 10 more cars than jeeps. When we say more, it means we're going to add. So that this is addition plus sign. So cars and jeeps. To represent car, we can use again any variable. So pwede na ta mo gamit og C. Move on na ta ni X. Agoy. Move on na. Next is for jeeps, J. Okay, so unsaon man ni nato pagsuwat? This would become C is equals J plus 10. Nganong ing-ani man siya class? Kay niana man siya na 10 more kuno ang cars sa jeeps. So, i-add na to ang 10 sa atong jeep mo na day na ang value ni car. Okay? So, mo ni siya ang ato ang equation. Next, number 6. The sum of squares of two numbers. When we say sum, this is addition. Squares is kanang to the raised to the power. Muna ka na raised to the power. And then, two numbers. We do not know what are the two numbers. So, we can have the x and y. Awa, padigya hapon ka move on. So, gamit ka hapon tang x and variable y. X for the first number, y for the second number. So, square man siya. Squares of two number. So, squares of two number, meaning kinsay gi-square. Si x og si y. So, unsa nit nato pagsubat? Naandi ini square diri si x og si y. And then, yan naman siya sum. Sum of the square of two numbers. So, i-add ay ni nato silang duha. So, mooni na siya ang answer. X squared plus y squared. And last one, we have 1/2 times the sum of two numbers. 1/2. So, this is a fraction. 1/2. Times. This is multiplication. Again, we're going to use parentheses or dot para dili ta maglibog. And then, the sum of two numbers. So, we can use, again, the x as your first number and y as your second number. So, in translation, we have here 1/2 for the 1/2 times x plus y. Kaya niana man siya og sum. So, addition, x plus y. So, kung ato ni siyang i-distribute diri, ang answer will be x plus y over 2. So, mauni na ni siya. Mathematical convention. This is a fact, name, or notation or usage which is generally agreed upon by mathematician. So, nag-convene ang mga mathematician kung unsa ang mga pangan, mga name, mga notation, mga symbols ang gamiton nato sa mathematics. Ilang gisabutan niya nag-agree sila para pariha tatanan o gamiton pod around the world. Okay. For instance, the expression 2 plus 3 times 4. Kung walay convention class, unsa man kay answer ani? So, nay mo answer na. Ang answer ani, ma'am, sa 2 plus 3 times 4 is like 2 plus 3, that is 5 times 4, that is 20. Yung mga na ding uban, ma'am, dili man, ma'am. Ang answer is, kuan man, ma'am, 14. So, giuna niya multiply 3 times 4, 12 plus 2, 14. So, asa man gid tinodan ang answer? But because of the mathematical convention, nagsabot ang mga mathematician, nagset sila rule na mugamit ta og PEMDAS para pariha tag answer tanan. So, according to PEMDAS, ang unahon nato gamit kay ang multiplication, dahil later na dayon ang addition. So, sa duha ka answer, ang sakto ani kay ang 14. So, mo na gamit sa mga convention, mathematical convention, para dito maglibog sa mga proseso o sa mga symbols natong gamiton sa math. I have here another example. 1 plus 2 times 5. Pila may answer ani? So, iuna nato og multiply. So, this is 1 plus 10. And then, the answer is 11. So, the next example is quantity 1 plus 2 times 5. So, gibutangan siya og parentheses. Pariha ra ba siya answer dayon sa 11? Let us try. So, 1 plus 2, kay unahon man ang parentheses sa PEMDAS. So, this is 3 and then times 5. Aghisgot ko before class na dili ta mo gamit og kanang x basta mag-operation ta kung algebra na siya. But anyway, wala man siya ang variable diri na x. So, i-treat na to ang x diri as the operation, multiplication. Okay, 3 times 5, that is 15. Okay, nga namang lain-lain siya answer na parihara man to siya value 1, 2, ug 5 kay tungod sa parentheses na symbol. So, mag-guided ta sa mga conventions sa math kung naay mga rules and mga processes kung sa atong i-follow. We have here the PEMDAS. So, mo ni atong gitudlo sa atong teachers way before. PEMDAS stands for P parenthesis, E exponent, M multiplication, D division, A addition, and S subtraction. So, kung mag-solve ta, ato gini siyang sunuron. Ang unahon nato si parenthesis, exponent, sunod si multiplication, and division. But, class, this is not the right way to use the PEMDAS. Okay, PEMDAS is right, but this is not the right way how to solve the PEMDAS. This is how we correctly use the PEMDAS. Mag-una gid ang sud sa parenthesis or any grouping symbol, followed by the exponent. And then, kung ari na ta sa multiplication and division, whichever comes first from the left to right. So, kung nag-una pa na si division, nag-una si division kay si multiplication from left to right, una-una na to si division. Okay? So, parihara pud na ni addition o ni subtraction. Whichever comes first in order from left to right. Kung nag-una si subtraction sa left, so unahon sa nato si subtraction before ni addition. Okay? So, please remember this one. For multiplication and division, whichever comes first from left to right. And then for addition and subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. So, another order of operation is this budmas. So, we have brackets, unahon. Next are the orders. And you can see here, pariha og color pink si division o multiplication because whichever comes first from left to right, as well as addition and subtraction from left to in evaluating the two equation. First, we have quantity 11 minus 5 times 2 minus 3 plus 1. So, in PEMDAS, mani siya PEMDAS, unahon nato si parentheses. So, magswatag equal sign, it means that we are starting na solving the equation. So, 11 minus 5, that is 6 times 2, bring down na nato tanan, minus 3 plus 1. Next is, we're going to multiply 6 times 2, 12 minus 3 plus 1. And then next one is, according to PEMDAS, whichever comes first from left to right sa addition o subtraction. So, nag-una man dali si subtraction, so unang sa natog minus. So, 12 minus 3, 9 plus 1, that is 10. So, this is now our answer. Here we have our second equation, 10 divided by 2 plus 12 divided by 2 times 3. So, let's solve. Unahon nato si division, kay mao man ni diri from left to right. Unya na si multiplication, kay na siya sa pinaka-last. So, 10 divided by 2, this is 5, plus 12 divided by 2 is 6 times 3. Equals, so, multiplication dayon ta, bring down 5, plus 6 times 3 is 18. So, 5 plus 18 is 23. So, this is now your answer, using the PEMDAS rule in evaluating the two equation. Class, PEMDAS is very basic, but it is very important for us to know. So, class, at this point, you're going to comment your answers in the Facebook group under the topic Math Convention. So, mag-update lang ko dito and then inyuhang isuwat ang answer aning duha. 2 and 3. So, answer directly na lang ibutang dito. I-post ninyo, i-comment ninyo dito ang mga answers ani. For our formative assessment, kindly click the link quizis.com, or you can open joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 42416264. This is open until October 24, 2020. So you can answer as many tries as you want. But I'm requiring you to record your first and second attempt scores and then submit it in the Google Classroom. So that is the end of our discussion. I hope you learned something from it. Remember, class, that it is through mistakes that we can learn. So, bisag masayop ta, okay ra, basta nakat-unta sa atong sayop. Have a great day ahead, and thank you so much for listening.